you marks, and welcome to the main event. I am your first host, Troy, and with me today is my other co-host, the hawk to my animal. He is Road Warrior Greg. What's up, man?
What up?
We are officially starting a new journey with a new podcast. We've tried this before. I'm not going to say, drop the names of the shows, whatever, but we've tried our hand at podcasting before. And for those of you who have never done it, that think, oh, I can do that. It's easy. Okay, go for it. But
it's easy. It's easy to record. I'll say that.
It definitely is. Yeah.
This part's easy as hell.
Yeah. Anybody can set up a mic and talk into it, but not everybody wants to hear what you have to say. And you and I have thought about it long and hard, giggity. And we have decided to come out with the main event marks, and we are sticking with retro wrestling reviews. And I just wanted to run down real quick. This is our quick intro episode just to get you prepared for tomorrow when we drop our real first episode ever. We will be dropping on Wednesdays. No time is really figured out right now because it kind of just, when I'm done editing, it goes up. I'm going to try to get it up overnight. So first thing Wednesday morning, you can listen to it. But the word is try. Life gets in the way sometimes, man.
What if you don't have a life at the moment?
A lot of people right now during quarantine do not have much of a life. I will say here in Ohio, where I am, a lot of things are opening back up, but not everything. I'm in IT, so some jobs are hiring, some are not. So that's that. You are in California, where most of the state is pretty much still shut down.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that because you're just going to tick me off.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
I can't go work out. That's the part that's taking me the most. So just put it like that.
Yeah, Greg was pretty consistent in the gym for a while. We also have a mutual friend who is a huge gym rat, and he couldn't go to the gym and then got mad that, he couldn't find the gym equipment he wanted on Amazon. So that
literally sounds like a Zack Ryder problem. So
yeah. Well, speaking of Zack Ryder, we'll get into him and stuff, or Matt Cardona, whatever you want to call him. We'll get into that here in a moment because we do have some similarities with him and his podcast. But real quick about me, I was in radio for about 5 years. Decided there's not much money to be made in radio unless you're in New York City or LA or some places where I don't really want to live. I live in Western Ohio, so not a whole lot of money to be made in Dayton. Yeah, Dayton. We're starting it off already.
TJ loves Dayton.
I don't, but we got I got into IT, so that's where I am now. But I'm sticking with podcasting to still get my fix of being behind a microphone, and I've been a lifelong wrestling fan. My dad got me into it when I was 7. I just turned 7. It was the March to WrestleMania 14 in 1998. So I remember all that. My dad.
What a place to start, huh?
Right. Yeah. My dad filled me in on the debut of Kane and all that stuff because instantly, for some reason, I got hooked on The Undertaker. And he's like, well, guess what? The Undertaker has a brother. And blah, blah, blah. And he's like filling me in on it. And then I would watch like Livewire and stuff where they would talk about that. Does anybody remember Livewire? I'm sure you do.
I do. Speaking of that, Todd Pettengill at In Your House last night. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still
think he was the first host of that. But
yeah, I still have to watch. I'm still upset that him and Stephanie Wyan didn't give away a house, but whatever.
Hey, they teased it. You'll see.
Oh, wow. A house that is now foreclosed upon in Florida, right?
Yep.
And they gave away that house in Florida during hurricane season, if I remember correctly.
What could go wrong?
Yeah. We'll talk about all that in a future episode because we will review In Your House from 1995. That will be a thing one day. But, yeah, basically that's me. I'm a big wrestling memorabilia collector. Right now, a lot of it's in my storage unit, but, that will change when I get a bigger place. And speaking of wrestling memorabilia collecting, that sends me to you, Greg, who I deemed on our description as a walking wrestling encyclopedia. Kind of fill in a little bit about yourself.
Well, I appreciate that. Let's see. I've been watching for, oh man, I'm going to show my age. About 31 years, give or take.
Nice.
My earliest memory is WrestleMania 6. So that's how far back I go.
Yeah, you were a
Huge,
little Hulkamaniac.
still am, huge, like you said, figure collector. Part of that's inspired by the Major Bros, but I was already collecting before then, but it probably got me more hardcore into it.
Something to be said for community.
It's true. And I feel like ever since that podcast launched, figures are hard to find when they first come out. I blame that podcast, by the way, because I used to be able to find figures everywhere. Yeah, I mean, like when I'm not busy, I'm usually watching the network or other streaming stuff too. But I think, I'm hardcore into WWE. I recently started watching AEW. Not going to say religiously, but enough now to where I'm up with it.
Yeah.
Video games, comic movies, all that stuff. Total nerd. And I also want to point out, you might hear a lot of sports references. I'm a huge A's, Raiders, Warriors, Sharks fan. TJ's a Browns fan. We gave each other crap. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. I'm a Browns, Cavaliers, Indians fan. I stick to Cleveland. You stick to the Oakland Bay area.
Well,
because
technically in Vegas, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that though.
Yeah.
And then to finish out, my profession is coffee. It may sound lame, but it does me pretty well, honestly. So
it does the body good. I'll say that.
And financially.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it.
Well, so basically on this show, I discussed it with Greg before, because in the past we tried covering some current stuff, and we may dive into that in the future if we find that there's an appetite for it. So many people review it on YouTube, on other podcasts, whatever. Not saying that we can't give different reviews, good reviews, whatever. But when there's so much of it, it's hard to sift through. So what we're going to be doing is sticking to retro wrestling. And yeah, as you said, there's going to be a lot of WWE, a lot of WCW. We're going to throw some ECW in there, even though you and I aren't the biggest ECW fans. They had
but people are, so like we decided, some people might want it. So,
and we're not going to completely crap on it, especially if there's something good to be said. I try to be objective as much as possible. You try to find the good in almost every show you watch. So together, we'll find something. Hey, we'll review 2000s era WCW, and you like
that's more for fun.
Yeah, well, who's fun, Greg? The listeners, I guess. But yeah, we're very knowledgeable in wrestling. Obviously, we're not insiders. We're never going to claim to be insiders. If
I was, but plans changed. But
good Lord.
And we're marks, bro. We
are. And we're going to be talking about figures, so you might hear references to my favorite line when we're reviewing an obscure show is I'll see a guy that I might have a old figure of, and I'll say, well, I have a Jax figure of him.
And you might be surprised of who he says.
Yeah, that's Greg's favorite, because I've got some obscure old Jax Pacific figures. If anybody has old Jax figures, we have social media, no Facebook, because, Facebook, we might get it along the way if people care enough, but the main...
Yeah, I feel like Facebook is more for like actual real friends, honestly. Yeah. That's how I've always felt about that platform. I think Twitter and Instagram are the ones, personally.
Pretty much. And our Twitter handle and our Instagram handle are the same. I'm trying to keep them all the same so you guys can easily follow us. It's main event _marks, because apparently somebody already had main event marks on Twitter. So, but it's main event _marks. So
I also think that if we get a big enough following, we could have an exclusive Facebook group.
We could, yes. Yeah. If you guys want to talk figures, or any other memorabilia collecting, because I have, and I'm sure you do, I have amassed a collection of just stuff, wrestling stuff throughout the years. So, and we'll be talking all of that. We'll be doing videos on our social media. where we're, going out figure hunting and whatever else.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a ways off because of this stupid virus. But yes.
Well, yeah, I mean,
well, on my end, sorry.
Yeah, I will still do the videos, but I will warn you, out here in Ohio, we have, apparently we have distribution issues as, You
gotta say that 3 times. Distribution issues.
The hell. Shout out to the major bros, but yeah, they there's not a lot on the shelves right now, but I'll try, and I'll hook some brothers up if they want a figure that they can't find, and I can, I'll always be willing to hook somebody up. Just give me a shout, give Greg a shout. Just if you want to hit me up, I'm always watching the Twitter, so hit me up on the Twitter, and Greg will be as well. So there's that. But yeah, basically that's the podcast. We'll be reviewing old shows every week, and we'll throw in an occasional curveball. Like you'll be like, wow, they're reviewing this, and
yeah, real quick, seeing our schedule, there is one coming up. People will say, why? Because I said, why?
And I think it'll be fun. I found out.
After having seen the description, I will think too, but it's just the most random choice you picked, but it's whatever, I'm down.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, it's weird. If we get enough hits on that kind of stuff, we'll do more of the obscure that nobody else is reviewing, really. So yeah, and we're going to try to keep every episode between an hour to an hour 15. So they're easy to digest. You can listen to them, to and from work, or while you're sitting at your desk.
If you're in California, that's your daily commute right there, an hour, give or take. And I am not even joking.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, so that's that. Anything else you want to add before we sign off here?
Just, we're going to have fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. This is
not meant to be professional. Please do not think that.
Yeah, no. And we're not going to talk about current events. We're not going to talk about the current news. We're not going to talk about what's, the news in and out of wrestling. We're not going to talk about it.
And no real world issues. This is not going to be one of those.
Yeah,
Strictly
we're going to keep it. Yep, nice and fun. It's not going to be like Jim Cornette's podcast where you have to, zip through 45 minutes of his political rants before you get into wrestling.
Political, religious,
Yeah, all that good stuff.
We know what he hates. We know what he doesn't believe in. We got it. But
yep, this is going to be fun. This is going to be, an escape for some people sitting at home dealing with this coronavirus scare. Real world issues, all that good stuff. But yeah, and definitely tune in tomorrow. We're going to be reviewing WWF King of the Ring 1998. It'll be good. So we're going to sign off, and we'll if we hit you with some obscure references or stuff like that, we'll explain it as the show goes on. But
or tweet us about it.
Yeah, definitely tweet us. We'll be more than happy to explain some of the jokes we throw out there, random sayings. It might make it a little funnier for you. And we'll see all you tomorrow. Later.